Alright, so aside from variables helping you understand your code more easier, they also make it more easier to change and update your code. So in any given program, there are a set of constants. Constants are variables that don't change at all, or sometimes they're just things that change very little. For example, let's say the name of your app, right? We're going to make a variable called app name. We're going to call it FlexNet, all right? That's just the name of your company, the name of your app or something. And let's write a couple of messages. Let's say, welcome to FlexNet. And it says, recommend someone to join FlexNet. Let's have another one. Let's say, are you sure you want to cancel FlexNet? All right, did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's say for some reason we want to change our company name one day. All right, let's say we're going to change it to Netflix. Netflix. Thanks. I came up with that name myself. Free to use it. So what would we have to do to this code? We would have to change all instances of where we used FlexNet. So we have to do a change here, a change here, a change here, right? And God knows where else you use the old app name. You want to replace it with a new one. So with variables, we can, make this more easy to change the name. To do that, we just do string append, welcome to space, and then just the app name. All right, let's do another string append for the second one. Recommend someone to join space app name. And let's do the last one. String append. Are you sure you want to cancel FlexNet? Wait, not FlexNet, space app name. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, so now we hit run. Well, we can see that it just instantly, for these last three, I'm going to comment these out over here. Racket, comment out with semicolons. So hit run. Well, every instance, everything in our program that uses app name will just get the value from here rather than needing to go into all the individual blocks of code that uses the old name, the old app name. We're going to have to go around and change them all. Let's say, we changed our minds. We're going to go change it to like Blockbuster or something. Blockbuster. Hit run, and all our messages to our users are updated. Welcome to Blockbuster. Recommend someone to join Blockbuster. Are you sure you want to cancel Blockbuster, right? So, again, easier to change if we just factor constant data into a variable. And if you hit the check syntax button right here on the upper right, this is how you visualize it. So if we just hover over the map name, the app name, well, we can see that it's just, being rained down upon from this one source of control. So that is one good use of variables to help you update and change your programs more easier. All right, let's go over another example. Remember exercise 1.2. Don't worry, I'll link that in the description. So it was place image sensor. So I'm just going to copy and paste the answer to that question. I should have already done it by now. All right. So it was just placing a crosshair onto the center of a rectangle, of an outline of a rectangle. Hit Control Run, and it's exactly what we expect. All right. But let's say new requirements are coming in, and we want to change the width and height. How many lines of code will we have to touch? All right. Let's say we want to change it to 400 and then 200 of the width and height. So we have to touch here. That's 1. That's 2. We also have to do this because if we just hit run, it's not going to be placed on the center. So these also have to change. 400, 200. There we go. Hit run. Now it's on the center. But notice how we have to change 4 places in our code. There's a change here. There were 2 changes here, actually. This and this. And then there was a change here. And then there was a change here. Again, that's a bit tedious, especially when programs get big. You're going to have to, and you use like 400 everywhere. It's going to be a hassle to change. So instead, we can use variables to help us factor out that constant data. All right. So let's define define a variable called width. So constants by convention are all capitalized letters. It's just so when you read it, you can instantly look at it and go, oh, that value is never going to change. It's just a convention, and that's what we will follow. So define height. Let's just do 100. I'm going to copy and paste this below just so we can compare and contrast the solution and how much better it is. So instead of using 400 directly, we're just going to use a variable in its place that will just point up to this here. All right, so this is also going to be height. And we're just going to do that for these two. All right. Okay. So just going to erase these changes. And we hit run. Well, we get 2 boxes of the same thing. All right, no surprise there. But now, how many changes would be needed if we want to change the width and height? Well, it's just 2. So let's say this new someone at your company is like, oh, well, we need to change this to, I don't know, 555 and then like 333. All right, we're just gonna hit run. Well, the code, as you can see, the code automatically adapts to that right here by using width and height and just plugging them in, right? So the plus is still centered around this box, exactly what we want for a crosshair, and we used variables to help us achieve making the changes easier. Because, again, if we wanted to change our old code that didn't use variables, well, we'd have to go here. That's 1 change, that's 2 change, that's another change. That's 4 changes in total. And that's just a hassle. All right, again, with variables, it will help us make our code easier to change and update. So this process of sticking things into variables is sometimes called factoring, probably coming from math, all right? It's also sometimes called refactoring, the re standing for review, because it doesn't come naturally that you can think of every given constant for a given program straight away. Most of the time what's going to happen is that you're just going to brain dump everything you have in your head. You're going to mindlessly type 555 here, 555 here, maybe like 2 to 3 more times down here, and you're going to go look back and review your code and go, huh, so I'm typing the same value over and over, and they're all related in some way to the same meaning, right, the width. So I should probably consider factoring that into a variable. So you do just that, and your code quality improves. This skill doesn't come naturally. You have to learn how to second guess yourself. But don't do that, don't worry about it straight away. Just write code naturally and let it emerge from seeing patterns after you're done. All right? So that will enable you to write more quality software, code, and programs in general. Thank you for watching, human. If you wish to interact with more of your kind, join our Discord linked in the description or on screen. If you want to aid in my quest for world domination, consider hitting the sub button. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it, thumbs down if you didn't. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, fire away below. Also, check out the annotations on screen for the next relevant video.